HTX has been one of the top performers in the last week, and one has to question why. What happened over here? HTX is affiliated with Tron and with Justin Sun, and there had been quite a bit of development around wrapped Bitcoin. Now, I made a separate video on the wrapped Bitcoin situation just 6 days ago. Things are developing though. Feel free to check it out on this channel. It's WBTC is not safe anymore. And what we've got over here is a video of Justin Sun calling his own chain, his own token, TRX, a shitcoin. And so here's Justin Sun wearing an HTX t-shirt at a conference. In his LinkedIn, he simply calls himself an advisor to HTX. Now, how much he's actually involved in the day-to-day is not really known, but I believe a lot of the recent price performance of the Huobi token, how it used to be called, or HTX, has to do with wrapped Bitcoin. Now, why was there a controversy in the first place? What we've got over here is the total value locked, so the capital deployed on the Tron blockchain, and it's currently 8 billion. Now, when we look at where those 8 billions are coming from, we find that on a DeFi platform on Tron, the Just Lend DAO, there's 88,000 Bitcoin deposited. And so that's 78% of all of supply. And we can see that on chain for the Bitcoin token on Tron, 99.79% is held by the top 10% holders. Now, in the prior wrapped Bitcoin video, we've already talked about the origin of those tokens. Those tokens, unfortunately, are just trust me money tokens. They had just been issued by the smart contract creator. And if you look closely, we can see quite a few anomalies. For example, over here, we've got HTX wallets that hold 1.1 billion over here, another 5 million over here. Poloniex is also part of the Justin Sun ecosystem. So all of this together is roughly 1.2 billion worth of Bitcoin. But when we actually look at the proof of reserves of HTX, and we have to assume that not all of the Bitcoin that HTX holds is directly in a DeFi protocol on Tron. But when we look at how much there is for all of Huobi's Bitcoin, we get to a value of 900 million. So we already see on-chain more Bitcoin tokens that are associated with Huobi relative to the proof of reserves. Probably, that's my impression, there's also some kind of double accounting going on here, right? So maybe there's also some other HTX related wrapped Bitcoin that's simply just pointing to the same kind of native tokens. But we don't even need double accounting. We already know that something is fishy when we see less proof of reserves compared to tokens on chain. And when those HTX tokens are not real, who can believe that those other 78% of Bitcoin are real? The main problem with crypto YouTube is conflict of interest. Too many YouTubers shill garbage, promote garbage, and fill up their pockets in the background. Not this channel. Instead, there's simply the offer where I share my skills, my perspectives to you, and where I also share direct access to me, where you can ask me any questions. Feel free to check it out. The premium membership link is down below. And so there's a custodian for wrapped Bitcoin, right? That custodian is BitGo. They are based in the US, and they want to diversify, at least that's the official story. They want to diversify their holding across the globe. So they don't just want to hold all of the Bitcoin in the US. And so they partnered up with Justin Sun to help with custody in Singapore and other places. And some smart people in the crypto space don't really like that. For example, here, MakerDAO moved away from wrapped Bitcoin over controversial custodian. And that custodian obviously being the Justin Sun ecosystem. And so here's then the latest news. BitGo adjusts wrapped Bitcoin custody operation after outcry. What changed? The main point that was changed is that Justin Sun doesn't have full access to the funds anymore. Initially, the plan was to have the master keys in the US, in Hong Kong, and in Singapore, and Justin Sun would have had control over 2 of those 3 keys, essentially giving him the power to rug pull wrapped BTC or to move the real Bitcoin on the native chain. The new setup gives Justin Sun only 1 of the 3 keys, so BitGo, the initial custodian, still has to agree with a transaction. So this is enough for some critics. For example, the founder of Solana's largest decentralized exchange. But I do believe that this change still is enough of a problem that potential competitors might get some traction. For example, TBTC from the Threshold network and CBBTC from Coinbase. And so that's simply how crypto works, right? When there's a lot of attention on a single topic, that potentially raises the price. And this time that's with the Tron, with the TRX token, and with HTX. The price impacts HTX can be larger the less liquid a token is, and HTX is a very illiquid token. There are 3 versions of the token, one on the Tron network, another one on Ethereum, and one more on the Binance Smart Chain. On Ethereum, we only have 77 holders. On the Binance Smart Chain, we only have 173 holders. And that's quite interesting given that there is 2 million worth of liquidity on Ethereum and another 2 million on the Binance Smart Chain. And so really, we can't do any on-chain analysis over here. On the left side, we've got the number of holders with a minimum holding of $500 worth of the token. We don't really see any changes both on the Binance Smart Chain or on Ethereum. And even on the Tron network, there's only 550 holders, and I wonder how organic that really is. Because check this out, this is the number of holders. There was pretty much no change whatsoever. And then something suddenly clicked at the end of January, and now we see somewhat constant growth. But this is natural growth. Your guess is as good as mine, especially when we only saw 356 token transfers in all of the last 24 hours. And so yes, there's a lot of attention, but probably a lot of the price movements are done within HTX. And Justin Sun has full control over that liquidity, right? The trading volume on HTX was more than 50 million in the last 24 hours. And again, no other major exchange allows for bets on the price. There are no derivatives, there are no perpetual futures. Again, because Justin Sun has full power over the ups and downs of this token. And most of it, by the way, had been just down since there was apparently accumulation on the Tron chain, right? It doesn't make much sense that the number of holders is increasing, almost tripling in the last 8 months, while the price went down by more than 70% and is now suddenly recovering again. I personally don't touch the Tron ecosystem. I stay away. I believe if enough people were to look at the real reserves and were to demand to get proofs of those reserves, the whole thing might implode in a similar fashion as FTX. Will this happen anytime soon? I don't know. I don't want to bet on any direction on HTX. I believe there are much better opportunities out there in crypto that have way more predictable price movements, where you're not really at the whim of one single person deciding where the price will go. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give this a like. It helps the channel grow. Feel free to also subscribe. I publish videos regularly on this channel. If you've got Telegram, feel free to join us. The link is down below. Looking very much forward to chatting with you.